Hello.
Hello.
Okay, good. I Thunder, can you turn on your camera?
Yes.
Very good. All right, very good. I Thunder, good to see you here. Where are you from? From Myanmar?
Yes, Myanmar.
Oh, very
I'm a
good.
lesson.
Sorry?
I'm a lesson
You're
teacher.
what?
A lesson. My name is a lesson.
So where do you live? In Yangon or Mandalay?
Yangon.
Yangon. Okay, where do you study? Which school?
Yes. West. West.
Oh, okay, Thunder. Okay. I also actually taught in Myanmar for 6 years. I worked at Horizon International School, but now it changed. If you know,
Yes.
it's
Yes.
very good. I lived in Yangon and Mandalay. That's why from your name, I thought you're from Myanmar. Okay. Hi, Thunder. Good to see you. Your name is, again, Elizabeth.
Yes, Alison.
Okay. All right. Good. So now I think you are good. Today we are going to talk with you about remainder. Okay. And in math, we call this remainder theorem. Okay. So now we are going to have a look at some rules together. And after that, we are going to solve some questions, examples together. And after that, we have some question from exercise one. That is what we plan for today. Okay, Thunder. If you have any questions, anytime you can stop me and ask. Okay, just here. I was expecting a lot of students, only here one-to-one. So that will be much better for you, I think. Okay.
Yes.
So let's start with this problem. All right. There is a famous problem from the Sunji Shuangjing, the Chinese name of China. There is an unknown number. If it is divided by 3, remainder is 2. If it is divided by 5, remainder is 3. If it is divided by 7, remainder is 2. What is that number? The answer is 23. So that's a system of modular equations or modular arithmetic. Actually, usually a lot of things in real life, right? Actually, they involve whole numbers or just, let's say, natural numbers. And also divisibility is one important thing actually in sharing things. For example, let's say you have a number of students in a school and you're going to distribute, let's say, notebooks and the color pencils and pens, right? And how actually we can actually we need to buy, for example, let's say you have limited number of pencils, limited number of notebooks, limited number of, let's say, color pencils, and we have around 500 students. How can we distribute these things equally, right, among the students? For example, here we cannot actually divide one pencil into two or one notebook into two, right? So that means that this kind of question involves whole numbers. Now, in this class, here we are going to talk about very specific topic. It's about divisibility checking. Okay, so we know that actually that is a topic that's taught in the first chapter in grade 6, usually in primary 6, right? Uh, or maybe sometimes grade 7 also. And this starts with prime numbers, right? What are the prime numbers? These are the natural numbers that has exactly two distinct factors, right? For example, the smallest prime number is 2, and after that it is 3, then 5, then 7, 11, 13, 17. These are prime numbers. And
What?
after that, and another topic is introduced, right? Prime factorization, writing a natural number or whole number as a product of, what is it? Prime numbers, right? For example, 24, how can we factor this in a way that all factors are prime numbers? So 24, I can write it as 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. So each factor is factor. And such a process in math, we call this prime factorization. Okay. And another question comes then, what numbers are divisible by such number, some number? Like, for example, how can I check if you give me any whole number, let's or any natural number, is it divisible by 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 7? Okay, so now we are going to talk about a few of them. Okay, now let's start with the simplest one. We know that in math we don't have zero division operation, right? We cannot divide any number by 0. It's not defined. So how about 1? Every number is divisible by 1, so there is nothing to study here. And how about 2? And we know that every even number, right? Every even number is divisible by 2. And how do you define an even number? Any number that is a multiple of 2. And how do you check this? If the last digit, right, is either 2, I mean 0 or 2, 4, 6, 8, these
Four,
numbers
six,
are
eight.
divisible by 2. So now if you just tell me any number and even the largest number that you think of, right, I just look at the last digit. If it is actually one of the number digits 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, then I say that immediately, this number is divisible by 2. Simple, it's just an even number. Okay, another second thing is, how about divisibility by 4, right? Okay,
Four.
with 800, you should understand one thing. Actually, until 100, even 200, we know, right, how to check, because even long division is the fastest way to check if we are given small number, like 2-digit number or even 3-digit number. But here the problem is, how about if you're given very big number, like 4-digit number, even 5-digit number, or let's say 10-digit number? At that time, how do we determine is it divisible by 4 or not? That's the question. Because with small numbers, we don't have any problem. I can check this in very quick way. So here, if the last 2 digits of an integer is divisible by 4, then 4 divides that number. Why is it so? Because we know that if you write any number, right? For example, let's say 624. I can write this number as 600 plus 24, right? And I can write it as 6 times 100 plus 24. And
Plus
this
20.
100 is always divisible by 4. So the problem is about this number. What is this number? It is just formed using the last 2 digits of this number, right? So that's why
Yes.
to check if the number is divisible by 4 or not, just we need to check the last 2 digits, right? The number which is formed by the last 2 digits of this number. If it is divisible by 4, then it is divisible by 4.
Four.
Similarly, how about 8? For 8, the last 3 digits of an integer is divisible by 8. Then 8 divides that number. Why? We know that because actually multiple of 1000 is always divisible by 8, right? Because what is 1000? 1000 is equal to 8 times 125. So if you are given any number, for example, let's say 4-digit number, let me just write it like this: A, B, C, D. I can just count it, doesn't matter. All right. So that is a 4-digit number. And you know that this D is units digit, tens digit, hundredths
Ten
digit,
digit.
and
Hundred
thousands
digit.
digit, right? So
Thousand
I
digit.
can just write it as A times 1000
1,000.
plus and
Plus
B, C,
B.
D. Just B,
Yes.
C, D. Because this one is divisible by 8. Now
Eight.
problem is PZD divisible by 8 or not?
Eight.
Because if two numbers are divisible by some number and also their sum is divisible by that number. Okay, that's why to check if the given integer is divisible by 8 or not, we need to actually just check the number which is formed by the last 3 digits of this number, right? For example, let's say 3,284, for example. Is it divisible by 8 or not? How do I know it? You just take 284. So
Eight.
284,
284.
yeah, is it divisible by 8? Now I can just write it as the smallest, the biggest number smaller than 284 that you can think of. Divisible by 8, what is it? It is 200 and what is it? 40, right? Plus here we have
Yes.
44. And
Plus
this
44.
240 is divisible by 8. How about
Eight.
44? Not. So that means that this number is not divisible by 8.
Eight. Yes.
Okay. And how about 16? In a similar way, if the last 4 digits of an integer is divisible by 16, then that number divides that number, or that number is divisible by 16. Now the question, okay, Mr. Qasim, how do I know that the 4 digits divisible by 16? Just long division, right? The long division, and in the very fast way, I can divide this, right? And check this. Okay, 800. Any questions so far?
No. No teacher.
Very good, very good. Now let's continue. Then let's move to the next one. This is also quite easy, checking 5 and 10. Right? If we are given any number, how do I know that it is divisible by 5 or 10? And simply multiples of 5, for example. If you check this, what are the multiples of 5? Multiples of 5 are 5, or 10 or 15 and 20, 25, 30, dot, dot, dot. As you see here, multiples of 5 always ends either in 5 or 0. 5, 0, 5, 0.
5052.
So that means that if the last digit is either 0 or 5, that number is divisible by 5. And how about 10? If the last digit is 0, we know that that number is divisible by 10. And divisible means that actually it's just multiple of 10, right? Or I can write it as 10 times another uh, natural number or whole number.
Okay, Mama.
Okay,
Yes,
good,
yes, teacher.
very good. Now, 3 is a little bit tricky, but also it's not so hard. So if the sum of all digits of an integer is divisible by 3 or 9, then that number is divisible by 3 or 9. Why is it so? Because if I just take one thing, for example, let's say we are given a two-digit number. I can write it as this, right? And what is two-digit number? The expanded form of this two-digit number is 10 times A plus B, right? And always I can write it as, because of this 10, I can write it as 9A plus A plus B, right? This 9A, it is 3 times 3. A, it is divisible by 3. So the question
Yes,
is the remaining part, this A plus B, is it
yes,
divisible by 3 or not, right? If it is so, then we say that it is divisible by 3. Otherwise, it's not. And that's why we are saying that if, what are this A and B? These are just the digits of this two-digit number, right? If the sum
yes,
of the digits of this number is divisible by 3, and it is divisible by 3. At the same time, how about for 9? Also here we have 9, the same thing, right? So if the sum of digits again divisible by 9, then that number is divisible by 9. And just
yeah.
for example, let's say 243. Is it divisible by 3 or not? How do you know that? Here we have 2 plus 4
Plus
plus 3.
4
That's
plus
equal
3.
to 6. It is 9. So this divisible
Yes,
by 3. So this number
3
is
dot.
divisible by 3. And also at the same time, as you see here, the sum of its digits is divisible by 9. Also, that
9.
means it is divisible by 9.
9.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, teacher. Yeah, teacher.
Another example, how about very big number, like for example, let's say 1, 2, 3, I'm just guessing, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, for example, a huge number, right?
Yeah,
Question
yeah.
number A is it divisible by 3? Second one
3.
is it divisible by 9? How do you know that? So to check this, we need to add these numbers, right? And also, I don't know if you have ever said or not, how do you find the sum of n natural numbers?
1 plus 3. That. Yes.
It's just n
1
times n plus 1 over 2,
plus.
right? The
Yes.
last the natural number and
Yes.
times add that by the next one and divide by 2. And proof is very simple. That's very famous formula. So also here, if I want to find the sum of these digits, right here we have 1 plus 2 plus dot dot, and
Yes.
here we have 9. That is
9.
just equal to 9 times 10 over 2. That's equal to 45. And this
Yes.
45 is divisible by 3.
9.
Same
3.
time, it is divisible by 9. That
9.
means this number, let me just denote it by capital N, that's our number. So that number is divisible by 3. At the same time, it is divisible by 9.
Yeah, got. Yeah, teacher.
Okay, good. Uh, just a minute. All right, let's continue then. Now checking 11. This also a little bit different, but not so difficult.
Yeah.
Uh, the first, third, fifth. Okay, Alexander, can you read the first part? What is it?
Uh, no. Please, teacher. Please. Slow, slow. Your speaking is
No,
uh,
no, just read
quickly.
it. Alexander, can you just read it?
Yeah.
Just read it.
Yes, yes. Read is the if you want.
Now, Ethan, can you just read it? The first, third, fifth digits of an integer from the right are called odd digits.
Odd number, odd digit.
Okay. The second, fourth, sixth digits of an integer from the right are called even digits. Okay. Let me mean that here from we are calling from right, 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 and odd
Yeah,
digits, and from right, what is it? Second, fourth, sixth. For example, if I just write any number, let's say, let's write here A, B, C, D, E, F. For example, let's say this one, right? So that is what is it? Six-digit number, right? And let me
yeah,
just write here. I can just write here like this. For example, let's say 6, 5, 4,
or
3,
three.
2, 1. It is a six-digit number. Okay.
Yeah,
And from right, this one is the first. This one is the third. This one is the fifth digits, right? First and the third and fifth. So we call them actually, what is it? Odd digits. And how about the number standing in the even position? Here, this one actually, this two is in the second place. This one is fourth, and this one is sixth, right? Okay, we are
yeah,
just naming them. Okay, then after that, the kind of definition. Then after that, I can use these names. So if the difference of the sum of odd digits and the sum of even digits is
ten
a
digits,
multiple of 11.
so
So
11.
that means that this one is odd, 1, 3, 5. So what is the year
Five,
sum? Starting from right, that is F plus D plus
E
B.
plus
And
C.
minus. And the sum of,
A,
what is it? The sum of even digits. So these are
yeah,
the even digits. E and the
E,
C, and this one is
C,
A.
A,
So that is E plus C plus A.
C
We are
plus
saying
A.
that if this actual difference is the multiple of 11, that means that if we can write it like 11
11,
times some k is natural number here, then
natural
we say,
number.
then this number is divisible by 11. If
Yeah,
not, then it's not divisible by 11. And also here you need to note that 0 is also a multiple of 11. Why? Because 0, I can write it as 11 times 0. Okay?
yeah, okay, yeah,
Now,
teacher.
some example, for example, for this, let me just draw. For example, 11, right? And now
Yeah,
using this technique, how can I know that it's divisible by 11 or not? As I say here, this one is odd digit, this one is even digit, right? So this 1 minus 1 is equal to 0, and 0 is divisible by 11. That's why it's divisible by 11. How about, for
yeah,
example, 121? These are
yeah,
the odd digits, right? And this one is the even digit. So that's
yeah.
here 1 plus
1
1, the
plus
sum
1,
of the odd digits minus
zero,
the sum of the even digits only. So that's
2,
equal to 0, right? So also 0 is divisible by 11. So also 121, as you know, it is divisible by 11. Now I will
yeah,
show you something. Look here, one thing. And here, between 11 and 1, how many zeros we have? No any zero, right? That means that here we have
yeah,
0, 0. But actually, in general, any number, I mean, the first digit is 1, the last digit is 1, and between 1 and 1, we have even number of zeros. These numbers are always divisible by 11. For example, I mean, 1, 2 zeros, 1. Or 4 zeros, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Or 6 zeros, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1. And the first digit is 1, the last digit is 1. If the number of zeros between these two ones are, I mean, is even, then they are always divisible by 11. Why? Because as see here, 1 and 0, these are odd digits. And 1 and
yeah,
0, odd digits. So here we
yeah,
have 1 plus
1
0
plus 1.
minus
Yes,
1 plus
minus 1
0,
plus
that's
0,
equal to 0. It's
0.
always the
Yeah,
case. How about here? 1, 0, 0. The
0,
year sum
0,
is 1 plus 0 plus
plus
0
0, 0,
minus, and here
minus,
even digits, 0,
yes,
0, 1.
0, 0, 1.
And that's equal to 0 again. That's why it
Plus
is
0,
divisible by 11. Okay?
11.
That's
Yeah,
one simple how to say it. not rule, as a kind of special number, these numbers. But
Yeah.
if the zero between 1 and 1 is only odd, maybe 1 0, like this, for example, 1 0 1, or 1 0 0 0 1, these numbers are not divisible by 11. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so okay, Ethan, now we'll solve more questions. These are just the rules. Have a look, and after that, we will solve some questions related to these concepts. How about 7 and 13? Okay, it's
Seven.
maybe if you see this for the first time, it may be a little bit weird, but if you have ever practiced before, it's also just revision for you. And how do we check that? If a big integer or any integer is divisible by 7 or 13. So the rule is this. We have some different rules, but here we are going to consider only one. So group each three digits of an integer from the right into bytes. Into bytes means into groups. That is, the first three digits form the first byte, and the fourth to six digits form the second
Yeah.
bytes. It's like, for example, again, if you're talking about A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, you can continue. Okay, let's say this our, what is it? How many digits? One, two,
Yeah.
three, one, two, three. We have 8-digit number. So now I am grouping this. I mean, this rule is saying that starting from the right, group each three digits of an integer from the right into bytes.
Please.
So
Yeah.
that is
Please.
the
Yeah.
first group of three digits. That is the second group of the what is it, digits. And now we have how many left? Only two. So our third group contains only two digits. So that is starting from the right, the first group, and this one is the second group, and this one is the third group. Okay. And that is all right. The second
Okay.
part is
One
saying
more
that,
time.
yes,
Okay.
Ethan.
Please. Please. One more time. Group
Okay.
three digit of an group each three digit of an integer from the right into byte. Byte. I don't know. I don't know mint. Byte.
No.
BINTES byte.
Okay.
I I do not mean. Yeah.
Okay.
One more
Okay.
time.
All right. So Ethan, here, if you are given any number, okay, because any numbers
Yes.
means that it may be one-digit number, two-digit number, three-digit
Yes.
number,
Yes.
five-digit number, any integer. So after writing this, starting from right, okay, we are just grouping them. In each group,
Yes.
it contains three digits. Okay.
Yes.
Now, if I
Yes.
start from the right, GHF, the first three digits, right? So this is our first group. Is
That's
CDE, our second
yes.
group. A and B is our third group.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Now, in
Yes.
this way, you can group this. Now, I will show you in numbers. Okay. Okay. Now, the rule says that if the difference of the sum of odd bytes, so we are talking about odd. This one is odd. This one is odd because the first, third, fifth, these are odd bytes, right? If the
Yes.
difference of the sum of odd bytes and the sum of even bytes is a multiple of 7 or multiple of 13, then the integer is divisible by 7 or 13. If the sum is divisible by 7, it is divisible by 7. If it is divisible by 13, then it is divisible by 13. What do we mean here? Here, I'm just adding the first group is FGH, right? Three-digit number.
Yeah.
Plus, third group is what we have here. It is only AB. So that is AB. That is
Maybe.
the sum of, right, the odd digit groups or bytes. And now we are finding the difference. That means it is
Yeah.
minus, it says a
Yeah.
minus, what is it? Sum of even bytes. What are the
Five.
even bytes here? It
Yeah.
is CDE. CDE.
E D E.
Okay. If this one is divisible by 7, that means that it is divisible by 7. I can write it like this, right? Or if it is
Yeah.
divisible by 13, 13K,
Touching.
then we
Yeah.
say that it is divisible by 7. Or it is
Seven.
divisible by 13.
13. Yeah.
Okay? So three dots means divisible. Example. For example, just check this number. Let me change the marker color. I mean, pencil color. Let's say 2, 4, 5, 3, 6, 7, 4. 6, 674. Okay, it's a big number. How do we
Yeah.
determine? How do we determine this number is divisible by, let's say, 7 or not? And after that, we will also check it is divisible by 13 or not. So now, according to this rule, we have to group it first. So this one is the first byte,
Six,
and this one
seven, four.
is the second byte, and this one is the third byte, right? So that
Yes.
is the
Yeah.
first one, and that is the
That
second one, and this is the third
second
one. So
part.
what
Yeah.
is the sum of the odd numbered groups? So here the first one is 674
Is 7, 4
plus, in the third
plus
group we have only 2. That's equal
two.
to 676. I mean 676, right? It is
Yeah.
674 plus 2. And how about the even numbered groups? That is 4, 5, 3. It is
Four,
just equal
five,
to
three.
4, 5, 3. We have nothing to do.
4, 5, 3.
After that, we
Yeah.
need to find the year difference. What is the year difference? The year difference is 6 minus 3. It is 3.
3,
7 minus
3,
5. It
2,
is 2. And 6
2,
minus 4.
4,
It is 2. Now, 2,
2.
2, 3, 4. Is it divisible by 7 or not? It is divisible by 7 or not? It is not divisible by 7. Why? Because I can write it
Yeah.
as 210 plus
10.
13. And this is divisible by 7, but 13 is not divisible by,
Not divisible by 7.
okay, that is not divisible by 7. Okay, with 7,
Yeah.
it's not. And how about with 13, for example? It is 13. Is it divisible by 13 with long division? We can check this. 2 to 3. Uh, okay.
Long division 7. 7, 6. Division 7. 4, 6, 4, 3,
Okay.
30.
How about 13?
Yeah.
It's also not divisible
13.
by 13, right?
Yes. Not
Also,
divisible by 7. Yeah.
okay. So also, it's not divisible by 13. It's not divisible by 7. How about another
Yeah.
example? Let's just see another example quickly here. Another example. Let's say this one is example 2, and this one is 1.
Yeah.
How about this numbers? 82654. 82654.
5,
Right?
4,
Again, if you group this, that is the first byte, and
6,
this one
5,
is
4. Yes.
second byte, right? So now, what is the sum of first byte? It's just we have only one group, and this is also one
1,
group. So 654
6,
minus 8,
minus 2.
4 minus 2, it is 2. And then here 15, 15 minus 7, it is 7.
7,
Now here we have 5.
5.
Okay,
Yeah.
5, 7, 2. Is it divisible
2,
by 7?
7.
Is it divisible by
5,
7?
7.
No, right? Because if you divide by 7, for example, 5, 7, 2, divide by 7, right? Here we have
Yeah.
uh, 8. 8 times 7 is 56. So here we have
Yeah.
12. 12 is not
12,
divisible by 7. So it is
7.
81. It is 7. So remainder is 5. So it is not divisible by 7. Okay. And how about
Yeah.
13? How about 13? 572. If you divide 572 divided by 13, that's equal to 44. So 44 times 13 is equal to 572. So that means that this number is divisible by 13, but not by 7.
Yeah. Divisible. Uh, Teacher, you mean bảo là not divisible by 7, divisible by 13.
Yes, it is divisible by 13 because, as see here, when you
Yeah.
just group this, the difference of odd bytes and even bytes is equal to 572. And
Yeah.
572 is not divisible by 7 because of this long
7.
division, right? That's why given number 82,654, it's not divisible by 7. But 572, it is divisible by 13. That's why the given number, this 82,654, it is divisible by 13.
Yes, teacher.
Okay.
I see.
All right. Athena, let's continue. Now let's see a few examples. Okay. Can you read the question, Aythander? Just read it. Yeah, just read it.
If one, if your
1991.
1991 and 2003 are divided by natural number n. The
Okay.
remainder are 2 and 1 respectively. What is the minimum values of n?
Very good. So what is the minimum value of n? Minimum value means the
Yes,
smallest possible value. Okay. So just I want to write
yes,
something here. Now repeatedly, I'm going to use it here. One thing I found that you know that, for example, if you divide 13 by 4, right? What is it? Here we have 3. And 3 times 4, it is 12. So here we have 1, right? And this number is, we call this in math, dividend. Okay. And this 4 is
yes.
dividing 13. So we call this divisor.
Divisor.
And that is a result, right? We call this
Three is
quotient.
quotient. Yeah.
And what is 1?
Remainder.
It is a remainder.
Yeah.
So now I can write 13 in this way, right? So 13 is equal to 4 times 3 plus 1. Is it correct?
One.
Okay.
Plus one. Okay. Yes.
Okay. So now 4 is divisor and the 3 is quotient and this one is
Quotient and
remainder.
then one is remainder.
Okay. So yeah, actually this number, if I just 13 write as n, okay, I
Divided.
can write it
Yes.
as divisor, it is d, and
D.
quotient, actually it is q, and
Yeah.
remainder, it is r.
R. Yeah.
Any number, I can write this thing, right? Because if you divide something n by d, and that will be quotient, and also there will be remainder. Remainder may be 0 or some non-zero number.
Yeah.
Very good.
Non-zero number. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
We
Now,
call
because I'm going to
it
now from now on, I'm going to explain things in this way so that you can understand much better. Aitana, do you understand me 100% or how much do you understand?
I don't know. Please, one more time. I don't know. Please, one more time.
Now, how much do you understand me?
Yeah, yeah.
Do
I
you
understand.
understand me well?
Oh, teacher, please. So sorry. Please, but one more time, please. So sorry.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Now let's get back to this question.
Yeah,
All right. Solution. So it says that if 1991 and 2003 are divided by a natural number n, okay,
yeah,
and the remainders are 2 and 1. So that means that I'm dividing two numbers, right? In here, it's like here we divided 13, right? And we got
yeah,
here divisor and quotient and remainder. So in similar way, 1991
yeah,
equals and 2003 equals are divided by a natural number n. So our divisor is n here, and also divisor the same n. So if I divide 1991 by n, we get some quotient. I don't know the quotient. Let's say it is q1. For the second one, let's say it is q2, the result, right? The
yeah,
remainders are 2 and 1. For the first one is remainder is 2. For the second one, remainder is 1. What
yeah,
is the minimum value of n? So the question is here n minimum value. Okay, so we have to find this. Now,
yeah,
if you notice here, as you see here, if I just take this two to the left hand side and one to the left hand side, what we have here? We have new equations. 1991 minus 2. 1991
nine,
minus
one,
2. On the right hand
minus
side,
two,
we have n times
and
q,
two, one,
right? And take
two,
one to the
yeah,
left hand side. It is 2003
two,
minus 1
minus one,
equals n times q2.
two,
Now, if you
yeah,
simplify this, 1991 minus 2, what is it? Now from here, we get here 1989, right?
8.
That's
Yes,
equal to
89.
n times q.
And Q.
And how about this one, 2002? So here we have 2002 is
2
equal to n times
and
q.
Q.
So what are these? Actually, these numbers are, right? As you see here, they are divisible by n. Both numbers, 1989 and
Yes,
2002. Both numbers are divisible by 2. Now also if I just subtract this, since they are divisible by 2, and also their difference must be divisible by 2. If you
yes,
subtract that, what is the difference? 1989 minus 2002, or 2002 minus 1989, that's equal to 13, right? So that means
yes,
that those numbers is divisible by 13, okay? So that
yes,
means that here, if you divide 1991 by 13, and the remainder will be 2. 2002 divided by 13, the remainder will be 1. Why? Because how do you know that? If you just divide it, for example, 1, 9, what is it? Here we have 9, 1, right? 9, 1.
yes. I want.
Divide
Yes.
by 13. Okay.
13.
So
Yes.
that is, here we have 1. 1 times 13 is 13. Subtract
13.
this. Here we have 6.
Yes.
69. Here we have
69.
5. 5 times 13,
5.
65.
Yes.
Subtract this
65.
4.
4 1. Oh,
4, right? And 41
yes. 4
divided by 13,
1.
it is
Yes.
3. 3 times
Yes.
13, 39. So the remainder
39.
is
Yes.
2. Now see here, the
2.
remainder is 2. Okay.
Yes.
And if you divide this 2003 by
Yes.
13 again, you will get similar thing. So 2013, 1 times 13,
1.
13,
13. 7.
17, and 5, it
0.
is
5.
65,
65.
it is 5,
5.
53, and
53.
here we have 4,
Yes.
4 times 3,
4.
52, and here we have
39.
1. Remainder is
1.
1.
1. Yes.
So the minimum value, because 13 is a prime number, the minimum value, what is
Yes.
it? Dot, dot, dot. The minimum value of n is 13.
13. Thank you, teacher. Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah, yeah, teacher. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, teacher. Yeah.
Okay, I thunder. Where do you study? In private school or public school?
Uh, private school.
I see. Very good.
Yeah.
Where do you live? Where is your house in Yangon?
And the region is Yangon. And I stay Stanley.
You stay where?
Stanley. Yangon Division. All around Yangon Division. Yeah, city Stanley.
Uh, I mean, I know Posein Road, Yankin Center, near
And
Shiviragon
yeah,
Pagoda,
yeah, yeah. The
Downtown.
same, the same, the same. Stanley, Stanley. My town is Stanley.
Okay, good. Okay, let's continue.
Yes.
All right, another question is example 2. What is it? If a natural number n is divided by 7, remainder is 6. Again, I can just write this equation if you understand 800 here. Uh, a natural number n is divided by 7, right? That means that this n is equal to 7 times, let's say our quotient is capital A. Remainder
And
is 6. And if you divide that number by 6, remainder is 5. Again, that number, if you divide by 6, and we have
six,
another quotient, the remainder is 5.
five.
And
Yes.
the divide by 4, remainder is 4. So that means
Four,
that if you divide this number by 5, let's say we
five,
have another quotient,
three.
remainder will be 4.
Running now four.
By
Yeah.
4, remainder is 3. So n equals by 4, remainder
Four.
is 3.
Three. Running now three.
And by 3, remainder is 2.
Yeah.
So by
Two.
3, that is 3 times e, and remainder is 2. And
Two.
by 2, remainder is 1. So n
Yes.
equals 2 times f,
Two and
remainder is 1.
less one.
What happens here? As you see here, now if I just actually add 1, This when we divide 7, remainder is 6 means if I just add 1 to both sides, right? Here's 6 plus 1, it's also 7. That means if I add 1 to n, it will be divisible by 7. And also the second one, if I add 1 here, if I add 1, the number is divisible by 6. And if I add 1 here and also add 1 here, the number is divisible by 5 because 6 plus
Yes,
1 is
yes, yes,
7, it is
yes.
6, this one
7.
5.
Yes, go
And
on
the
see.
other
5,
way, right,
yes.
the same
Plus
thing.
1. 4
So
plus 1.
what we got
3
here,
plus 1. Yes, plus 1. Yes, I
so that
see.
means that if I just add 1 to the number, that number is divisible by 7, by
7.
6, by
6.
5, by
Yes,
4,
teacher.
by
4,
3, by
3,
2.
2.
Now
Yes.
the question is find the minimum value of n, right? So to find the minimum
Yes.
value, that means that we should just find the least common multiple of 7, 6,
It's
5,
common. Okay.
4, 3.
4, 3, 2.
Okay. Now, how do you find the least common multiple? Usually, I just write like this: 7, 6,
7, 6,
5,
5,
4,
4,
3, 2.
2.
Now, I need to
Yes.
divide them by prime numbers, starting from the smallest one until we have all 1, right? The quotient. Then we just multiply the results and we get their least common multiple. If you divide by 2, here we have 1. It's not divisible
Yes.
by 2, that's what just 3. Divide 4 by 2, it is 2. Here we have 5.
Yes.
6 divided by 2, here it is 3 and 7. But still I have even number. I can still divide by 2. So here we have,
Yes.
with 1 we are done. Here's 3, it is 1,
3,
5,
1,
3,
5,
7.
3, 7.
Now,
Yes.
none of
I
these
see.
numbers are divisible by 2. The next prime number is 3. Now let's divide by 3. So here we have
3,
1, here we have 5,
1,
and here we have 1,
5,
here we have 7.
1, 7.
Now, next
Yes.
prime number is 5. So this one is 1. Here we have 7.
1,
Divided by
7,
7. Here we have 1.
7. Yes.
So what is the least common multiple of these numbers? Just the product of these numbers. That is 2 times 2 times 3 times 5
3,
times 7.
5, 7.
Which is
Yes.
equal to 2 times 2, 4. And 4 times 3,
4,
12. 12 times 5,
12,
60. 60 times 7,
60,
4,
42,
2, 0.
2, 0. Yes.
So that means that this n plus 1, here we have that n plus 1 is equal
1,
to 420.
4,
So we were
20.
looking for the number n, not n plus 1. So if n plus 1 is 420, what is n? N should be equal to
Yes.
419.
419. Yeah.
Okay?
Yes, teacher.
Very good. Very good. I hope you understand something. Another example about this, would you like to read?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, just
There
read
is a
it.
number. Yes, there is a number larger than 100. Yeah, and I. And it is n is divided by 4, remainder 3, remainder 3 or 5, and the remainder. I don't see. I don't see a question. Your view is. Uh, I don't see question. There is
Really?
a first sentence. I don't see question first sentence.
Okay.
Yeah,
How about now?
yeah. Okay, okay, teacher. There is a number larger than 100. If it is divided by 4, remainder 3. It is divisible by 5 if 2 is added. It is divisible by 7 if 4 is added. Find the minimum value of that number.
Okay, very good.
There is a number larger than 100. Yeah,
So there is a
divided by
number.
4, remainder.
Okay, let me just keep the a bit up. Okay, I think I should be at the top something. Anyway, there is a number
Okay.
larger than 100. So the first one is saying that
Yes.
here, uh, let's use purple. So we are given some number, I don't know, let's say that, and we know that it is greater than 100. Okay.
100. Yes.
And it
Yes.
says that if it is divided by 4, remainder is 3. So that means that if
3
I divide this n by
and
4,
1.
I have some
4
constant, a remainder is
plus
3.
3.
And
Yes.
it is divisible by 5 if 2 is added. That means that it is divisible by 5 if 2 is
Five.
added. What does it
We
mean? It
added
means that n plus 2 is equal
2.
to 5 times something, okay? That means that if I add
Yes.
3, the number will be, I mean, if I divide by 5, the remainder
Yes.
is 3. It means this. So that means that the n, if you divide this by 5, the remainder will be 3. Because
Yes.
adding 2, right, that means that it is divisible by 5. That means that if you divide n by 5, the remainder is 3, right?
Yes.
Okay. And it is divisible by 7 if 4
7.
added. The same thing, it is divisible by 7 if 4 added, means if you divide that number by 7,
7.
actually the remainder will be 3.
X 3.
Okay. So you
Oh
have to
my.
just rearrange the question. Okay, you should just directly start dividing solving this question, because now it is just asking the question in some indirect way or in tricky way. So you should understand and rearrange this. Okay, bring this into simpler form, then solve it. Oh no, what we see here is, as you see here, if you divide by 4, remainder is 3. Divide by 5, remainder is 3. Divide by 7, remainder is 3. What does it mean?
Yes.
It
Yes.
means that I can actually convert it into this form. Take 3 to the left hand side, n minus 3 equals 4a. And n
Yes.
minus 3 equals 5 times b. And n minus 3 is equal to
3.
7 times c.
7
So that
C.
means that
Yes.
this n minus 3, the same number, that is divisible by 4, divisible by 5, divisible by 7. So since
7.
we are looking for the minimum value of this number, so that number will
Yes.
be, what is it? First, I should find the least common multiple of 4, 5, and 7. So how do you find this? Again, here we have 4, 5, and
4,
7.
5, 7. Yes.
Divide by 2. Here we have 2, 5, 7.
2, 5,
Divide by
7.
2, 1,
2,
5,
1,
7.
5, 7. 5. Okay, 7.
Okay. So that's
Yes.
equal to 2 times 2,
2.
4. 4
Yes.
times 5,
4.
20. 20 times 7, it is
20. 1, 4,
140.
40.
So that means
Yes.
that here, that n minus 3 is equal to 140. Dot, dot, dot. What
40.
the answer is
143.
143.
43. Yes.
Okay,
Yes, teacher.
good. Let's continue. Let's change our marker to blue. There is a number not equal to 1. So number 1 is what is given here. Let's say that number is n, but it's not equal to 1. But I don't know what number it is. The remainders
Yes.
of dividing 300, 262, and
2,
205
2,
by
5.
this number are equal. What does it
Yes.
mean? So the remainders of dividing. So I'm dividing this 300. By what? By this number, by n. So here we have, let's say the quotient 1, and the
Yes.
remainder, I don't know. Let's say the remainders are. And again, if you
Yes.
divide 262 by
262.
n, we have
And
another quotient, and it says the remainders are the same, equal. Also, its remainder must be the same, r. And
yes.
also 205
5.
and divide by n, and the quotient will be different, and remainders are the same, right? What do we
Yes.
understand from this? That means that if I subtract, for example, these two, right, and also this r minus r, they cancel each other. That means that 300 minus 262 is divisible by that
Yes.
number, right? So that is, what is it? It is 38. So that is divisible by that number. And also, if you just find the difference,
Yes.
remainder minus remainder is equal to 0. So also this 262 minus
262 minus
205 is
205.
equal to
Yes.
38. It is, what is it?
50,
57. 57 also
57.
divisible by that number. So that means that what is
Yeah,
a common factor of these numbers? This 38
factor.
is 2 times 19,
2,
and
yeah,
57 is 3 times 19. Let's see
3019.
here, 19 is a common factor, right? So
Yeah,
this
common factor.
n should be equal to 19.
19. Yeah, teacher. I
Good.
see. Thank you.
And the last example, after that we solve some question from example one. Okay, we have still time, 20 more minutes. Uh, let's use another color here, dark blue. Okay.
Yeah.
If a number is divided by 5, again here a number. A is
Yeah.
indefinite article in English. What number is it? I don't know, right? Let's say that number is again. Let's say that
Yes.
number is n. Instead of a
And
number, if I write n, if n is divided by 5,
five,
remainder
five,
is
two,
n. What can I write here? That's n, right? And divided by 5.
yeah,
And here we have
five,
ocean. The remainder is 2.
two,
And divisible by 6 if 2 is added.
two, zero, one, six.
What does
Two
it
is
mean?
added.
That means that
Yeah.
again divisible by 6 if 2 added means that n, if you divide this by 6, right? And the
Six.
difference between 6 and 2 is 4, so the remainder will be 4.
Yes.
And it says that
This is
divisible
for-
by 7 if 3 is added. So the difference is 4 again.
yeah.
That means that if you divide that number
And
by 7,
seven, three,
the remainder will
seven,
be
three
4.
parts. Oh,
Okay. So now
only,
from here,
only one.
okay, find the minimum value of that number. So we are looking for n. What is the minimum value of that number, right? Now the first thing is, as you see
Yes.
here, the difference of these two things, right? The difference of those two things. What does it mean? Actually, if it difference is, that means that that number is divisible by 6 and 7, right? Because the 6 and 7,
Yes.
if when you just find the difference, right? So the difference is, what is it? 4 minus 4 is equal to 0. Here we have 6b must be equal to 7c. So that
Seven,
means that both numbers are, I mean, this n is divisible by 42 because of this number. Because that is, when you divide by 6, remainder is 4. When you divide by 7, remainder 4. And then your difference, the difference is, what is it? Is 0. The 6 times b equals 7 times c. That means that both numbers are divisible by 42. Because least common multiple of 6 and 7, that is 42. Least common multiple of 6 and 7, it
seven,
is 42.
42.
So now, okay, suppose that n equals 42. Now, if you substitute in the first one, what is 42? 42, if you divide by 5, I can write it as 5 times 8, right?
Yeah.
And, no, 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 sorry.
Five, eight, two.
42, if n
Yeah.
is 42, right? No, no, actually, this common multiple is 42, it should be
Oh my
46.
computer.
So this number, not 42. This number should be 42 plus 4, because here we have 4.
46.
And this part, actually the 6b and
Yeah.
7c, this 6b and 7c, it should be a multiple of 42. So our
Oh,
number is 46. But if you
yeah.
substitute here, for example, 46 equals, if you divide by 5, 5 times 9 plus 1, remainder should be 2, but it's not 1.
Oh, yeah.
42 is not the answer. The first one doesn't work. I will try the second one. The second one is, how about these numbers are multiples of 42? How about this number, 2 times 42 plus 4? That's equal to 88. Again, this
Yeah.
88, if you divide by 5, I can write it as 5 times 17 plus 3.
17.
Remainder is not 2. Here, remainder should be 2. Also, it doesn't work. And number 3 is, how about 3? 3 times 42 plus
42.
4,
Plus 4.
126, 130. And if you divide by 5, and it is
5.
26, so remainder is 0, but still remainder is not 2. And I'll just keep going. This, how about 4? 4 times 42 plus 4. 4 times 42 is 168 plus 7,
yeah.
172. And I can write 172 as 5 times 34 plus 2. So if I divide 172 by 5, the remainder is 2. If you divide 172 by 6, the remainder is 4. By 7, remainder is 4. So the smallest number, when divided by 5, it leaves the remainder of 2. When divided by 6, it leaves the remainder of 4. And divided by 7, leaves the remainder of 4. The smallest number is 172.
Please, teacher. Please, teacher.
Okay? Are you okay?
And teacher forgot question and answer. Please, teacher, I do not understand divisible by 6. Divisible by 6. If 2 is added, I don't know. I don't know. Please, one more time, teacher.
Okay.
Divisible by 6. If 2 is added, please, one more time, teacher.
Okay. Okay. Let's just do this one more time. Okay.
Yes, 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 teacher.
All right. So here,
Yeah,
let's read one more time.
yeah,
A number, I don't know. Okay. Let's say it is n. Is divided by
yeah,
5, remainder is 2. How can I write this? At the beginning,
yeah,
I told you if it is so, I can write this relationship, right? And if you divide by 5, we have quotient. I don't know what is it. Let's say it is A, but the remainder is 2. And it says that
yeah.
divisible by 6 if 2 is added, right? If 2 is added, what does it mean? It means that the difference is 4. That means that if you
Yes,
divide n by 6, and the remainder will be
yeah,
4. And
yeah, I see. Thank
and
you, teacher.
divisible by 7 if 3 is added. What does it mean? It means that the difference again 4. If you divide this by 7, let's say, the remainder will be 4. Okay.
Yes, thank you, teacher. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Now, if you look at this one, this n, the same, right?
yeah,
And this
yeah,
4, the same, right? So that
yeah,
means that this 6 times b, it should be equal to 7 times c, right?
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
what numbers actually divisible by 6 and divisible by 7? What
7.
numbers are divisible by 6 and divisible by 7? So we know that the 6 and 7, they don't have any common factor except 1. So that means
Yes,
that least common multiple of 6 and 7 is equal to 42. So what
yeah,
numbers are divisible by 6 and 7? These numbers, 42, 84,
yeah,
multiplied by 3, 126, multiplied by 4, 168, multiplied by 5, 210, blah, blah. These numbers are
yeah,
divisible
yeah.
by 12. So this part actually, either this one is equal to 42 or 84 or
Yes,
126 or dot dot. But among
yeah,
these numbers, but if I check this number, actually it satisfies the condition. This doesn't work, this doesn't work, this doesn't work. Now, if you
yeah,
substitute 168, so this one, actually I can write 168 plus 4 and equals 168 plus
plus,
4. And how about, what is it? That means that 168 plus 4, 172. And this one
yeah,
is 172. That means
yeah,
that our number n is equal to 172. But actually, does it satisfy the first condition or not? Check this. Here, 172, right? I can write it as 170 plus 2. And
2.
170, as you see, the last digit is 0. That means that it is divisible by 5. So I can write
Yeah,
it as 5 times 34 plus 2.
4, 2.
So as you see here, 172, if you divide by 5, remainder is 2, correct?
2.
Divide
Yes.
by 6, remainder is
6,
4, that's
4.
correct.
Yes.
Divide by 7,
And
remainder
7,
is
7
4.
are 4.
All
4. Yes.
correct. So now our answer is that number should be 172.
7. Yes. So easy.
So easy.
This is easy. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Efendim, now let's solve a few questions until we run out of time, okay? And I will finish the
Yes.
class.
Yes,
So
teacher.
this is exercise 1. Also, you need to, I think you should have this paper, maybe from that Olympiad committee. So we have 13 questions, but now we don't have much time. At least let's try to solve maybe 2, 3 questions. But these are similar questions, okay? So if a number is divided by 7, remainder is 2. Now you are
2. Yes.
familiar with this expression, right? A number, what number is it? I don't know. Let's say that number is n.
Yes.
So
And
that n, when divided by 7, remainder is 2. So I can write it as 7 times a plus 2. Because the quotient
plus
is,
2.
we are not interested in that. And when you divide by 10, remainder is 2. That means that if you divide this by 10, the quotient is
And
b, remainder is
B,
again 2.
2.
And by 11, remainder is 2. So it is n is equal to 11 times c plus 2.
B plus 2.
Find the minimum value of that number. Again, I'm just converting this into this form. And if you subtract 2 from both sides, right, or take this 2 to the left, 2 to the left, 2 to the left, what do we have here? N minus 2 is equal to 7 times 8. The second
Yes.
one, n minus 2
And
is
minus
equal
2
to
equal to
10 times 3.
10 times 3.
And the n minus 2 is equal to 11 times c.
Yes.
So what do we see on the left-hand side? N minus 2, n minus 2, n minus 2. How about on the right-hand side? 7 times something, 10 times something, 11 times something. So if you are
Yes.
looking for the minimum value of this number, so this number n minus 2, it should be divisible by 7, 10, 11. So I need to find the first least common multiple of 7, 10, and 11.
And 11.
How do you find this? We have already done a couple of times 7,
7,
7,
10,
10, 11. So
11.
first divide by 2,
Divide by 2.
7, 5,
7,
11.
5, 11.
By 5, it is
5,
7, 1,
7,
11.
1, 11.
By 7, it
7,
is 1. By
1,
11,
11,
it is,
11.
uh,
Yes. 11. 1. Yes.
okay, it is 1, 1, 1. So least common
Yes.
multiple is 2 times 5, 10, 10 times 7, 70,
10,
70 times 1, 1, 11, it is 7, 7, 0.
7, 0.
So that means that this is, what is the smallest number divisible by 7, divisible by 10, divisible by 11? That number is
11.
770. 770. 770. We have a lot, but among this number, the smallest one is this. So now that we say we get this equation, right? N minus 2 is equal to
7,
770.
7.
So dot, dot, dot. What is that number? Minimum value of that number is 772.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, teacher. Okay,
Another
teacher.
question. Another question. If a number is divided by 5, remainder is 2. Now we will do this a bit faster.
1,
So let's
2.
say this number is n again. N is equal to, divided by 5,
Yeah.
remainder is 2. So that is 5 times a plus 2. And by 6, remainder is 3. So n equals by 6 plus remainder is 3. By 7, remainder is 4. So if you divide this by 7, remainder
17
is 4.
plus
Find the minimum
4
value of that number,
plus
right?
4.
So as you see here, if I add to the first one, right? I mean to add 3 to both number. So here we have n plus 3, and here we have 5a. 2 plus 3, it is 5. And the second one is add 3 again, n plus 3, and 6 times b, and 3 plus 3, that is 6. And to the last one, n plus 3, that is 7 times c plus 7. What does it mean? 5a plus 5. That means that it is 5 times a plus 1. That is divisible by 5. Right? This one
Yes.
is divisible by 6.
Plus
The
1.
last
Yes.
one is divisible
7.
by 7. So that means that on the left hand side, n plus 3, n plus 3, n plus 3. So now we need to find least common multiple of 5, 6, and
6,
7.
7.
What is it? It is all actual numbers. They don't have any common factor. That's just equal to 5 times 6
5
times
times
7.
6.
It is 30.
Yes.
It is 210.
30, 21. Yes, 210.
So n plus 3 is equal to
3.
210. So this n
Yes.
should be equal to 207.
7. Yes.
Now, if you check this, if you divide 207 by 5, remainder will be 2. Divide by 6, remainder will be 3, because 204 is divisible
3.
by 4. And if you divide by
Yes.
7, remainder will be 4, because
Yes.
203 is divisible by 7.
3, 7.
Okay, one
Teacher.
more question. Okay, Ethan,
Yeah.
one more question, and maybe let's do so. Two more questions. I will finish the class after that. Also, you must be
Yeah.
tired. Are you tired?
Yeah.
Okay, just two more questions. Okay. So there is a number not equal to 1.
Equal to 1.
What is that number? I don't know. Let's say this capital N again, because we are talking
Yeah.
about natural number. That's why I'm using N here. So our first condition
Then
is
you want
we
to do.
we know N, but we know that it's not equal to 1. The remainders
Teacher,
of
teacher, finish.
dividing.
Teacher, finish. Question number 3 is finished.
You mean after
Question
this you
number
want?
3 is finished.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. You mean after this you want to finish?
No, no. Question number 3, you teacher. And the question number 3, teacher. Teacher number 3 finished. You teach.
Okay, so
Teach
let's
number.
skip this.
Yeah, skip.
All right. Okay. So question 4. In the formula 3145 92653, and that's when you multiply this 2913W3685,
3,
and
1,
number
4,
is
5, 9,
replaced
6.
by W, right? What is
Yeah.
W? What is W?
Yeah. What is this W? Number of what is one? 3145 into 926. It's a 92655. The facts I do not see. I do not see the first 10x 92655.
Okay. So number one is, if you
291.
look at this 45, right? It is 3 plus 1, 4, 4 plus 4, 8, 8 plus 5, 13.
Yes.
Okay. This one is 11,
9.
17, 22, 25. All right. Now, actually,
Yes.
these numbers are not divisible by. Okay. What is W? In the formula 3145, 3145,
36.
and multiplied by 92, 92, 653. Okay. So 3145 divisible by 5. It is 11, 17, 22, 25. Okay, not divisible. It is 4, 8, 13, not divisible by 3. So how about this one? 2, 9. Okay, 8, 5, 3, 6.
2913 W. 2913 W. Yeah, 3685.
This is 8, 5.
This is yeah. This question is not formula.
Yeah, in the formula 3145 and
Yeah.
2913. A number is replaced by W. What is that W? It is okay, 3145, right? So if I just group like this, 685, and this one
Yeah.
is 3W3 and 291. Okay.
91.
And
Yeah.
this one is, for example, 31. It is 145, 142. Okay, 142. Is it divisible by 13? No. And the 9, 2, 653, 653 minus 9, 2. That's equal to, okay, 653 minus 9, 2. And then divided by 13.
Okay.
Okay, so here
Fine.
it will be, I think, I we should multiply this, or I'm just thinking in different way. How can we do this question? All right, 691 and multiply this. Yeah, if you multiply this, we will get a huge number, right? And at the time we can get this answer, but 2913. This one is divisible by 5. It is divisible by 5. Okay.
Yeah.
And not divisible by 3, not divisible by 3. All right. How about by 11? It is 5 plus 6, and this one is 4, 7. Okay. This one is 3 plus 6, 9. It is 18. 18 minus 7. All right, good. So now from here, one thing, and as see here, this number 6 plus 3 plus 6 plus 9. 3
Yeah.
plus 6 plus 9 is equal to 18. And 5
It's
plus 2 plus 5 is equal to 7. So there your difference is
7.
11. That means that this
So
number is
11.
divisible by 11. And also for this
11.
number on the right hand side, it should be divisible by 11. So to do this one, odd numbers here, 5 plus 6 plus w plus 1 plus 2. What is it? Here we
2
have 2 plus 1
plus
plus
1
w
plus
plus
W
6
plus
plus
6
5.
plus
It
5
is 3, 8, 14 plus w.
plus
Odd
W.
numbers here,
Yeah.
9, 3, 3, 8.
3, 3,
9
8.
plus 3 plus
3 plus
3 plus 8. That's equal to 12, 15,
15,
23. Right?
23.
And
Yeah.
the difference is, what is their difference? Their difference is
W minus
W minus, this
minus
one is 6. So this one is 9. So this should
9.
be divisible by 11.
11.
So what
Yeah.
number is divisible by 11? Either 11 times something, but it will be too
Yeah.
big, and the W should be equal to 9. So 9 minus 9 is 0, and 0 is divisible by 11. Okay, so I can write it as 11 times 9. So here W should be equal to 9.
9.
Okay.
Yeah. W minus 2.
All right, I Thunder, thank you very much. Nice to meet you. All right, we always miss Myanmar because my two kids were born, one in Yangon, one in Mandalay, and I lived in Myanmar for 6 years. And I love Myanmar people a lot. I miss Mohinga and a lot of foods. Okay,
Good boy.
Jesu Demole. I know, I remember this. Jesu Be. Okay, thank you very
Yeah.
much, I Thunder.
Thank
Okay,
you
I
very
finish.
much, Jan. Uh, see you next week.
Yeah, see you next week. Bye bye.
Bye bye.